Hello everyone, and welcome to my Dinomist deck profile. This is for March of 2024. Really happy with how this one came out. Got the pendulum scales and their hatch, I think it is. And the little engine on the back. Yeah, let's hop right into it. So I play 3 Dinomist Rex. He's one of your best monsters for sure in terms of keeping on the field, because some of the other ones you're going to want to summon, but they're not going to stay there. Rex and the other one, Spinos, are the other one that are probably going to stay there for battling purposes. He has a really good effect of, if this card attacks, he has 2 different ones. He can make a second attack by tributing another Dinomist. And it also inflicts piercing battle damage. But more importantly, he can shuffle a card from your opponent's hand back into the deck. Then he gains 100 attack, but the 100 attack doesn't really matter. But being able to shuffle a card from your opponent's hand back in the deck is really good. And then we play Spinos. Spinos is also the second one that's really good. He can make a second attack, same thing. And his other tributing effect is he can attack your opponent directly. So, pretty strong. Then we have the other level 5, Dinomist Ceratops. His on-field, he doesn't really have an on-field effect, but he has a summoning effect where if all monsters you control are Dinomists, you can special summon this card. So a pretty good starter with one of your level 4s, and then you can link off and blah, 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 blah. Then we have the Dinomist Brachion. He can also special summon himself if your opponent controls a monster that has the highest attack. So these 2 special summon themselves before you have to pendulum summon. Then we'll get into the level 4s. This is the newest card, Dynamite Power Load. This card is a little weird, but essentially what it breaks down into is its pendulum effect. While it's down here, he can special summon a Dinomist or Draco Slayer card, the other one that's in the other zone. So after you pendulum summon, you can summon the other monster that was down here and link off or Xyz or whatever, if you wanted to. Then his on-field effect is if he's tributed, he can add 1 face-up Dinomist Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. So, yeah, it's really strong when you bring out this guy. This guy. I'll show him off later, but yeah. Nice little combo you can do with him. But he's really good for just cycling through your cards. Then we have Petron. His on-field effect is really hard to get off, but if you do, it's great. He gets a free search if he destroys an opponent's monster by battle. He only has 1800 attack, but you can get them higher and blah, 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 blah. But he has a solid effect, but it's just a little hard to get off. But Plesios definitely helps with that because he reduces all your opponent's monsters by however many Dinomist cards you control. That includes the back row as well. So usually when you get him out, he probably reduces about 600 to 700, I would say, pretty comfortably. And our last monster, Ankylos. Banish any monster destroyed by battle with a Dinomist monster you control. Pretty good. They all have the other effect. They're pendulum effects, except for this one. Where I believe the level 4s, or I think it goes by this, the pendulum scales. If another Dinomist card you control be destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect or cards, you can destroy this card instead. Once per turn, when this card is in your pendulum zone, you can negate an activated effect that targets another Dinomist card. So the Pendulum 6, or the Pendulum Scale 6, have the negative targeting, and then these ones have the prevent destruction. The Pendulum 3s is how you break that down. They all have the identical effect of that, though. Oh, yeah. So yeah, that's it for the monsters. And we have Dinomist Charge. This is our searcher. When you play it, it's kind of like Tenki, where you search the card, or search out a Dinomist card, or monster specifically. If a Dinomist card is added from the field to your extra deck, so by tributing or anything like that, linking off, it can add one of those cards back to your hand. So this is really good for recursion if you just keep it on the field. It's great. It's a great card. And we play the 3 Foolish Burial Goods. Our target for that is Ice Barrier, of course. And we play 2 Ready Fusion and 1 Instant Fusion. I'll show you the targets for that when I go over the extra deck. And 1 Dark Hole. This is... You could put anything here. I mean, you can even swap this for Regeki, Harpy, something like that. So, I just didn't have an extra Regeki or Harpies lying around, but definitely better than this. So, just putting that out there. That's it for the spells. Play the 3 Dinomist Howling. If you go first, this card is really good because he can replace your... When it's first activated, it can set scales directly from the deck for free. So that is already a great effect. The other one is... Once per turn, if this card is already face up in your spell and trap card zone, you contribute 1 Dinomist monster, then target 1 card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. That's really good for like extra deck cards, obviously, to return to the hand. And we play the 3 Ice Barriers. This is our target for the Foolish Burial Goods. Or just using the effect regular. The only thing you got to worry about, though, is it does lock you into water for, I believe, until the end of your next turn after this effect resolves. So, there may be a time where you can't summon, Beyond the Pendulum or your Cyber Infinities. So, gotta be careful with this sometimes, but for the most part, it really doesn't mess me up that much. So, I just really like it because your monsters or a lot of your monsters are level 5 exactly, and you do want to get them as fast as possible to get to your scales. So, I play the 2 Dinomister Power. This card is incredible. He protects all your pendulum cards, whether they're in the pendulum zones or monsters on the field. So you just pop him in defense mode and just keep him there. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 Draco Slayer Pendulum monster from your hand or graveyard. So that includes just him, but to keep getting him out on the field over and over and over again is really good because he himself gives you recursion. This is our targets for the Ready Fusion. There's specific reasons why I play each of them. I mean, you could probably just do 2 Sabersaurs if you wanted to, but this is our level 5 machine. We're in this as well to go into our Cyber Nova and Cyber Infinity. And the rare fish is for our Stealth Kraken to make that. So, speaking of which, we have Stealth Kraken with our 2 spawns. And we also have our Cyber Infinity and the Cyber Nova combo. Pretty good. Beyond the Pendulum, this card works extremely well in Dinomist, specifically because The Dinomists are half level 4s and half level 5s. And you can get monsters on the field even without pendulum summoning. And that's what you kind of have to do for this, is when it's immediately summoned, you get to add a pendulum monster, which is awesome, to set up your scales after you use your 2 monsters, you know, a normal and a special, to summon this. And then when 2 monsters are special summoned to the arrows that this card points to, with different levels specifically, you can pop 2 cards on the field. And 2 Star Boy. You could probably swap these out for something if you wanted to, but I really like it because occasionally it does happen that you get locked into water, and this is a battle deck. So it's not bad to have a little extra attack to get over stuff, especially for like P-Tran and stuff like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff with what you can do with this deck. Is I feel like it's kind of like Mermails, where you can flip your strategy kind of on a dime, which is why I really like it. You know, to suit whatever you need, like control style with Infinity or beat down with Star Boy. So, all right, yeah, that's about it. If you guys like the video, please like, subscribe, you know, comment. Let me know what you guys run in Dinomist, because I think there's a level 3 version of this card. I think it's called Exceed the Pendulum. I need to start playing around with it, but yeah, let me know what deck you guys want to see next, and we'll see you in the next one.